Creature Kitchen is a charming little puzzle game about feeding cryptids and critters delicious meals to earn their friendship. Just having recently released on Steam, this game immediately caught my eye with its unique horror aesthetics and gameplay loop. Now, this game isn't by any means a horror game, but it does nail a creepy cozy vibe that I really enjoy. The main gameplay loop of Creature Kitchen is astoundingly simple. You find a creature, take its photo, and then look at a picture book to find out what type of food that creature likes to eat. Once you fix your critter of choice their desired meals, they'll leave a small gift for you. These gifts are necessary to unlock the doors and cabinets of the house. In all honesty, it's a very simple progression system. However, recipes aren't automatically given to you. Outside of the small handful you get to start off, you'll have to explore and uncover various recipes to feed your animal friends. Many of these can be found laying around in mostly plain sight, but there are quite a few that require puzzle solving to unlock as well. Finding ingredients works in the same fashion, and you'll commonly complete a puzzle to find both a new recipe and new ingredients side by side. Sometimes they'll just show up in your arsenal, but mostly they'll be discovered as you play the game. I personally really like this game's puzzles, however, do not expect any of them to be particularly challenging. Only one puzzle really gave me a challenge, but I'm also dyslexic and it was a reading puzzle, so take that with a grain of salt. Many of the puzzles just require you to brute force a pattern, or they have a hint nearby that directly tells you what to do. Even though they're easy, I think the simplicity of the puzzles match the game's pacing very well. I do think if this game tried to do puzzles that were any more complex, the pacing would be entirely thrown off and the game would begin to feel tedious. A lot of this game is just repeating the same motions, but because of the simplification of those motions, it doesn't feel like a slog to get through. The cooking is also very simplified in this game, but there are plenty of recipes and combinations to keep you busy during your time in the kitchen. You can either fry, chop, or mix ingredients, and once you've gotten all of your ingredients ready, you can put them into your interdimensional oven to cook up. The game does a great job at throwing new ingredients and varieties of recipe into the mix, so the cooking doesn't necessarily get too stale. The only issue I had with cooking was that the mixer would sometimes make me remix my food, even if I had fully mixed it. This didn't happen enough for it to be seriously annoying though, and I expect it'll get fixed shortly. You can also flip foods in your frying pan, and don't let the simple mechanics fool you. It is surprisingly hard to flip food in this game. In a way, it really does remind me of Arctic eggs. My favorite part of the game undoubtedly would be all the silly interactions you'll have with all the animals you'll meet. I won't spoil too much, but Mothman makes an appearance near the end of the game, and he's a very poetical little guy. The game describes him as a hopeless romantic, and that is a very spot-on description. You will also meet a Fresno Night Crawler, which I originally thought was a ghost, lovingly named Pants. And Pants wants a very specific meal that I won't spoil here, but it did put a smile on my face when I figured out what he wanted. Every critter has some weird personality quirk that, upon discovering, will bring you joy. You have a cabinet demon named Goober who likes Italian food, a raccoon that prances around on two legs, and a Sasquatch that enjoys a good cup of coffee. You can even take photos of things other than animals, which will also be put in your photo book for more information. The main draw of this game is obviously meeting and documenting the animals you meet throughout the game's runtime, and the developers did a fantastic job of keeping you on your toes by giving each creature a fun little twist. The game also has some cool animations that I appreciate the artistic nature of. When finishing a dish or opening a door with a key, an animation plays that feels very inspired by old school animations from Resident Evil. When your food is finished cooking, an animation presenting your food to you on a platter will play. Once the animation is done, you'll be able to see your scrumptious creation, and after viewing it, you then put it into a brown bag to deliver to your animal friends. I did notice a few people say they wish the food wasn't put into a bag, and they wished you could physically see the food in your hands, but I feel like a brown bag makes more sense. You're delivering the food, so conceptually it wouldn't be rational to just drop food on the ground if you're supposed to be delivering these meals in order to befriend these animals. Also, in my opinion, it was smart to use bags instead of individual food models because it likely saved time for them to work on polishing the game more. In regards to bugs, I didn't really experience any. The only thing I did experience was the issue with the mixer, but that was really it. If you lose an item, there is a lost and found on your porch that returns all lost items to you directly. If there are any serious bugs or glitches, I didn't get to experience them on my 3 playthroughs of the game. Also, good news! If you're a Steam Deck player like myself, or have a lower-end computer, this title plays perfectly fine on either of those, so you don't need to worry about specs too much with this one. The size of this game is pretty small, but that works in the game's favor since you'll be doing a lot of walking around. Just because the map is tiny does not mean it doesn't have cool details. The world is surprisingly interactable, and I found quite a few fun secrets by just goofing around. I also really liked that every creature's location in the world felt realistic, just a bit of immersion that I appreciated throughout the game. Really, this game isn't very deep. The story is a heartwarming tale about making new friends through food. There are some other subtle story notes here and there, but they're very cryptic, and for what it's worth, this game succeeds in what it sets out to do by just being a simple little cozy game. If you're in the mood for a silly cookie game with some creepy vibes that you can finish in one sitting, this is the perfect cup of coffee for you. It's super cheap, and as of making this video, it's on sale for just a measly $6. The game takes roughly 2 hours to complete, and about 3 hours to 100%. There's a reason why this game has such stellar reviews, and I feel like a majority of people would be missing out if they didn't give this entertaining entry a chance. That'll be all for this video. If you have been following my channel for a while, you may have noticed that I basically privated all my videos, and that is because I have finally set up a streaming pngtuber. Huzzah! The artist of my pngtuber was able to make a different sprite, so now when I stream, I can have my little guy in the corner talk when I talk. And also, I can finally stream because now I have a Steam Deck, and I don't have to worry about my MacBook crapping out on me every 5 seconds. I also know this won't be immediately noticeable for a lot of people, but I also invested in an actual microphone, so now I'm just not talking into my AirPod and hoping that it sounds kind of legible. I know that was kind of off topic for this video, but I just wanted to share that because I am very proud of myself for finally setting something up after all this time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a fabulous day.